So now I have cut out, after the construction we made, the sleeve with a little gusset under the arm, the ball with one got a cut into the fabric, and the other one I cut out there, so that will be sewn on there, of course. Maybe like that. See? So there will be 3 seams on this side and only 1 on the other side, and that's we don't know if the Viking did that, but it's a smart way to use the fabric if you are weaving in this width in the warp-weighted loom as they did. And it's known on long shift or Serk, as it is in Norwegian or Norse. It's found on Serk back to 1600. As long back as they are with this system. They are found. So it's familiar. Also the neckline with the split is found among other places in Birka, and there's always this little brooch up here showing with folded seams inside, showing that there is actually a split on at least some of the Serk. I make this Serk in wool. It could be in linen or hemp or nestle or whatever you like. I really do like to wear this thin wool because it's never getting wet, and even in summer and even in warm summer it's never too warm, and it's never clamp. It's always nice. I use this to sleep in also. It's very nice. So first thing first, now I will start with the sleeves, and I will show you a very easy way to put this one in a bit so it gets nice with 4 points with no problems. So first, when I make the sleeve, no matter which model it is, I always start with making sure that I make a left and a right sleeve. So I pin it. So now I know I have 2 symmetric, just to make sure of that. My life is too short to make 2 left. So now I have a ½ centimeter in between the edge of the gusset and the edge of the sleeve. That is to make this flat fill seam. So after the running stitch, I bend over to close the seam completely. So I start on the top of the sleeve, and I never use knots, so I start sewing 3 on top of each other. And here I sew with wool, with worsted wool, 2-ply, 22. It's quite strong, but this is so fine wool, so I don't really need a very strong thread either, also because there's 2 seams here to keep the pieces together. But now small running stitch down to 1 centimeter from the end of the gusset. Go down to 1 centimeter from here, so I stop here. 1 seam allowance from. Like so. Now I bend over the seam allowance and make a flat felt seam. You can stitch this 3-4 millimeter long. I always have a finger right under where I stitch, So when I feel it down, I go up again. So I hardly go through the fabric. The stitches will not be visible on the right side, only a small sort of holes, dip in the fabric that makes a quite decorative structure. I'll show you in a minute. So here I sew all the way up to the top of the sleeve. And again 3 stitches on top of each other. And now you see this small holes and the nice structure from the running stitch. Now I sew the rest of the seam in one go, and again the gusset that should be lying under is 1/2 centimeter outside the sleeve. This is the gusset, this is the sleeve. And now I pin it all the way down. To make sure that I get this nice sharp corner under the arm, I now put a needle in exactly 1 centimeter from the edge, exactly where I started the running stitch when we started before. So I know when I'm sewing that I have to go through exactly that. When I'm stitching now, I have to go exactly there. Then I continue it all the way down. Also with this different, of course, in seam allowance. So now running stitch all the way down. So now I have done the running stitch all the way down, and I shall make the overcast. So I simply take the 1/2 centimeter that was longer than the other, bend it over and under the seam allowance. Flat filled seam. All the way out. And it's the end of April here and here and all over, and here it's up in 10 degrees outside and very sunshine. So I'm going out in the sun sewing the rest of this, then I will come back to you. And the next step is to sew the godet, 2 pieces for the godet together and on the back piece of the ball. See you in a minute.